Alright, this is truly cursed.
Oh, this is truly cursed.
Alright. I am home. I have the goods. Ooh, do I have the goods?
My name is yeah.
Alright, Distorted Reflection is here. Of course, I'm really excited. As you can tell, I have a fair bit of product here to open today. And I'm going to try and move through this really quickly as well. If you want to see all the cards and you want to see them all up close and see somebody open packs very slowly, talking about each card, I get that. I totally do. That's not going to be this video. I'm going to fly through these packs. We're going to stop when I get some hits. Hopefully I get some really good hits. Lord knows I need it. I still have never opened up a signature card. The wife, though, has opened up 2. So maybe today will be my day since I'm going to be the one doing the openings. I'll have her opening some packs here soon, but this one's for me. I think I deserve this. I'm going to open it. All right. Enough of that chit chat. I suppose I'm going to get into it. I'm going to start, see if I got any hits in any of these starter decks, and we'll get into the boxes. So, as far as CL, and let's get into the boxes. So I'm going to go pretty quick through these. My apologies, but it's kind of how I want to do it today. Really kind of just looking to see what kind of cards I get out of what is effectively 1.5 cases. I opened 2 boxes already. And then I had a case from my local game store, Common Ground Games, that I picked up as well. But I got that today on Friday, so had to wait a little bit on that one. But you know what? That's fine. All right. Start moving through these. So I don't even know what I'm looking for in this set, to be honest with you. I haven't looked too hard at this. I think there's some pretty good cards in here. Oh, you are right out of the gate. I'll take another Chrono Warp. This makes my second one so far, so happy to see that. But I think for Vanitas, I typically play it as Wind. I think there's a couple toys that may be good for Vanitas, at least mono Wind. But what makes me more excited is the possibilities for Vanitas with water. I think that Snow White may be a pretty disgusting card whenever you can play a hybrid, water, and an SR. I'll take an SR. This is what we need. Fire unique allies that cost 1. That's definitely not going to be a problem. Regardless, I think that Snow White put into a Vanitas deck could be quite powerful. We'll see how that goes, but it may be a little narrow, but I'm certainly looking forward to it. Oh, damn. All right, these packs are hitting so far. Here's one of my foils, foil rare, 3 of hearts. Nice to see. Put that over there. Oh, let's grab the UR. Actually, let's grab the UR, the SR. Let's at least keep these out. So once we're done with the box, we can kind of look over our hits. And then, oh, duh, I put it over here. All right. Only gonna pull out SRs, URs, foils. So I think there's something there to be said for the few of us that are still into Vanitas. I'm not sure if that's going to be a Vanitas list that is still doing Razor Gale 3 visits type stuff. I don't play that version. I suspect maybe we're getting to the point where maybe there's some more spells in Wind that are worth playing, and we're kind of getting towards that critical mass. Another SR. We're getting near that critical mass when it comes to Wind spells to make Vanitas that much better. And maybe that will be what I need to finally play Razor Gale. I just find it kind of boring. I play Mono Wind Vanitas, but I play a unique ally build, and I like it a lot. And that's what I kind of hope to continue to run, but I'm happy to switch it up if it makes it that much more competitive. I put a lot of money into Vanitas despite playing it suboptimally and it just not putting up great results past, that one ascent that maybe he did quite well at. All right. I forget there's Crux in this set. It's kind of weird. All right, that's the first stack down. Move into the second one. So outside of Vanitas, I also play a lot of Arasana, and I play it kind of as two flavors. I really like the more fire aggro, spell heavy version that doesn't go to level 3 for Arasana. It's got some potions in it, uses herbs. It's quite fun. It's not great, but it is fun. And like the more aggro builds are cool. It's not necessarily my style, but I'm happy to play them just so I can win a few games with one of my decks. But I do like the spell heavy version where you're running Kindling Flames, Slash and Burn, running Searing Rebuke, those types of decks. I'm not sure if there's really anything in this set that I'm gonna want to put in there. I haven't looked close enough. Another SR. I'm getting through these pretty quick. Weaving Mana Stream. Sure. All right, some wind cards or water cards so far. One fire for the SRs. But I also play kind of just the more traditional version of Arasana that you'll see that goes to level 3 with wind. And I do enjoy playing that deck. It is a lot of fun. It's a very satisfying deck to play, and I get the sense that it is a complete pain in the ass to play against, which is maybe why Polaris now cost 1 to materialize, or I guess also activate. And I'm curious to see kind of how Arasana players are able to overcome that. I think it's doable. Some people are trying to say that it's a buff. I think they're crazy. I don't see it that way. Is there some Juggle Knives? Foil? Not bad. Is there some positives for Polaris now costing 1? Sure. Somebody could... Oh, an Alice. Nice. Happy to get 1 of these. But yeah, there's some positives to Polaris costing 1 now, but really not that many. The deck just goes so low on influence through the process of leveling up that I think it's kind of... I don't think it's really being fair to the deck to try and act like it's truly a buff. What it is, though, is an opportunity to reconsider how Wind Arasana is being built today and see if maybe there's something that we can change to make this a little easier to work with. It's also going to be interesting to see kind of with how the meta changes, what is really required there. So my expectation is that Serene, Spirit of Wind, is maybe not going to be the right spirit to play anymore in Arasana. Now, which one of the other ones we move to is kind of up for debate. Spirit of Wind, just, more the generic route with 7 cards in the opening hand. I think it's a fine option. Problem is that with the large amount of Astro cards and specific cards you're looking up to help you get through your levels, I think it is a little bit difficult to justify not having the glimpse at the beginning of the game. So that means the fractured one is maybe a fine option, so it kind of allows you to retrieve the disadvantage of starting with 6. Oh! He's done it! Talking about Vanitas with Snow White, this is what I'm talking about here. I think there's some opportunities for some very oppressive decks to be built. All right, so for 3 more of those. But anyways, what I kind of want to try with Arasana for now, going into Distorted Reflections, and I haven't put any effort in this yet, so call me out if you think I'm smoking crack here, but I think there's an opportunity that fire is maybe the better route to take. The reason being is that while Fire Arasana is lacking a lot of the protection that you'll find in Wind, what it makes up for that in is better amounts of influence by the time you get to level 3. Typically, Fire Arasana decks get to level 3 with more cards and influence than you would see with a Wind deck. I think that might make the difference when it comes to continuing to leverage Polaris. And that is maybe the route that you could take, and you could actually try to say that Polaris costing 1 is a buff, which I don't believe. I'll say it again, I don't believe, but so be it. All right. Ooh, so we got 2 foil rares. That is not bad. That is a pretty good rate for a box to get 2 foil rares. Very cool. Nice. All right. And then, let's see, we got a rare. 2 packs left. Ooh, dang, we're actually, this is, I mean, there's certainly some better cards that we could hit, but this is not a bad box. Not an exciting box, but not a bad box either. For a first box out of a case, I'm pretty happy with that. So these aren't bad. These aren't bad. Especially, I'm happy to get the Alice. Hopefully I don't pull too many more of it, but I'm happy to get one of them. The Expeditious Opening, though, ooh, hyped on that. That's one of my favorite cards from this set so far. This is nuts. All right, Weaving Imperial Accord, March Hare. Chrono Warp is cool. I think this card has some opportunity, some pretty cool stuff. I'm excited to have it kind of in the toolkit, but I'm not sure if I'll have a deck for it just yet. I think maybe there'll be some... I'm starting to see that maybe they really want to do the reduction in material decks kind of thing with clerics, which I think is pretty cool. Perhaps making this a new focus of Astra. Now, does it mean that the Elysian Astrolabe is actually good now? I don't think so. I know there's some crazy people over in Main Chord that hang out in the Arasana thread who are super excited about that. However, that doesn't excite me too much. That seems kind of bland to me. But hey, if it's good, I'll play it. I'll give it a try. And they can prove me wrong. All right. Let's keep these separated, actually. Looks like I got these out of order somehow. Probably like that. All right. All right, Mad Hatter. So Snow Whites. I need those. Need 4 of those. Need 4 of that fast win card. And those 2 cards in combination. Oh, here we go. I spoke it into existence. Thank you. Thank you. Here's number 2. All right. This set seems like it has the potential to treat me better than HVN. HVN for me was brutal. I opened 4 cases. I did not hit a single signature in those, and only pulled 1 Fate Stone, UR Fate Stone, out of 4 cases. So we're off to a great start here, but that also means that it's also with the bar being set pretty low for the previous set, and now I've got the cards, I think, a little easier for everyone to see. So yeah, HVN was brutal. And you know what's crazy too? I opened 4 cases. It was fun. There really weren't that many cards even in that set that I wanted. I just, for some reason, felt like cracking a lot of packs. Fortunately, though, that did give me a lot of cards that I could either give away or trade or sell to people locally, kind of giving bro deals, which is nice. Helps people that are newer to the game justify getting into it, since this game is continuing to get, more expensive to play as the game gets more and more popular. These older sets, cards are creeping up. Things like Dawn of Ashes being out of print, or Dawn of Ashes Altar being out of print, well, that certainly matters as well. And that's going to affect prices, especially I think moving forward. Be curious to see kind of what happens over the next, maybe let's say 6 months, as far as prices for older cards and what that means for the cost of a deck on average. Because there's some very kind of core tenets to the game that were printed in that first set that I think are just going to get a little harder to come by. So, if you're newer to Grand Archive and you haven't opened that much DOA yet, or you haven't bought a whole lot of singles from DOA, I would say now is a great time to do so, if it's anything that's kind of catching your eye. And I've said it plenty locally, but I'll say it here. It is shocking that people aren't realizing, I think, the undervalue of FTC singles. I would say, especially if you're into foils for any cards that were included in FTC, now is a great time to pick them up. Because if this game does continue to gain traction, especially as it gains more of an international audience, I would think that those FTC foils are going to start to get hoovered up. And while those cards today primarily sit within the hands of people in North America, I don't think that will be the case for very long if this game continues to grow at the rate that it is right now. So FTC cards, SRs, foils from that set, now is a fine time to pick them up. Well, I saw it poking around the back, another Chrono Warp. That is fine. I'll take another. That gets me closer to a play set, which I'm happy to have. All right. Making sure there's no CSR or CUR. But hopefully everyone else, if you're opening packs, if you're opening cases, this set is treating you well. I've seen a fair few people already kind of posting their spoils in the various Discord groups for Grand Archive. That would be both the main cord for Grand Archive as well as Merlin's Marketplace, another Discord that's very popular. People posting in there kind of what they've hit, and I'm seeing some people get some crazy pulls. There's some people even here locally to me, where I live, that have done very well for themselves, and they are averaging one signature card per case, which is good to see. There's only so many of those that are going to get printed, and it does feel a little nice. Oh, another SR. It does feel a little nice when those happen to get pulled kind of locally in your area. A little bit, I guess, like a local pride thing. We've even had one of the Alice CURs get pulled by one of my good friends that runs or does tournament organization for Grand Archive at a store called Andius Odyssey. So if you happen to be in the Dallas, Texas area and you are looking to play some Grand Archive on Tuesdays, Andius Odysseys is a great store to hit up. And then I'll plug myself too. I do the tournament organization for Grand Archive at Common Ground Games here in Dallas. Ooh, a guide, great hit. This is a card I definitely need a playset of. I think this is already going for like over 20 bucks. So, great one to pick up. I don't truly see it today, but I suspect somebody will prove to me that this card is very good quite soon. Probably next week even, because people are really hyped on Liminal Guide. But yeah, if you happen to find yourself in Dallas, you want to play Grand Archive on Thursdays, we also run it at Common Ground Games. So swing by. Like to see you, like to meet you. And we do our best to give people lots of prizing. And we'll often do things like raffles as well. Getting towards the end of the second box. This one hasn't been as crazy as the first, and that's all right. Oh, another hair. That's, I think, a pretty reasonable hit. I think that card will be played. But yeah, compared to the first box, I'm not so into this one. Ooh, I didn't even know Resolute Stand was in this set. I'm digging this new art too. It's really interesting. Looking at how the art has changed over the course of this game's short lifespan, the art has gotten quite detailed. Not to say it wasn't detailed and nice before, but it seems like there's been a lot of leveling up when it comes to the art in this game. All right. Another rare. What we got here? 4 packs. We hit our UR. I think we have an opportunity for one more SR. I think we're missing a foil. All right, rare in that pack. So the last 3, we should have something coming up soon. Come on, where's my signature? I still have never opened one. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen in this video. Can't just be my wife that has all the fun. All right. Foil maybe in this pack? Nope. Okay, here's my last SR. I don't even know what Exalted does. This element is enabled for you as long as you have another advanced element enabled. Okay. Negate target advanced element card activation unless its controller pays 6. Yeah, that's what water decks need, is more what is effectively a hard negate. At least you have to be level 3 to do it, so I can't be too salty. Okay, last rare. Nice. So, or last rare, last foil, and it happens to be a rare. So we've got that. And then we actually finally got our first shower as well. And I do need a play set of those. All right. I'm not hitting Snow Whites. I do like to see the Liminal Guide, as people are telling me this is going to be good and to be looking out for it. And Expeditious Opening is a card that we're doing pretty well on. Two more of these 4 boxes. We can do it. We can make it happen. And that puts me nearly done with a playset of Chrono Warps as well. And foils. Resolute Stand is nice. It's not super relevant anymore, but maybe it will have a comeback. This is kind of cool, the Cleric Flower. I could see there being something there. Maybe with Terra. And then a card that I like the art. I don't know if I've seen. This is an interesting character. Interesting. And it's not a chessman or like a playing card. Okay. Interesting. Anyways, let's get on to this next box. So I uploaded a short the other day showing where the secret emoticon is for DTR. It's no longer just kind of plainly found right here on the back for you to find and to see. They've hidden it. If you haven't watched the video of where it is, it would be very difficult to find on your own. So I would recommend going and watching my short. But if you want a hint, I'm going to point right here. And I'll let you figure out the rest. All right. Sure, that can go on the ground. First pack, new box. SR out of the gate. Happy to see that. I need to find a place to put all these cards I need to sort later. It's all just kind of starting to come into frame on the left here. Oh no! Oh, I forgot to buy a box to put all these cards in at my game store. Oh god, I talked about it and then I didn't actually get them to grab it. I was talking to somebody else that was in line. Marianne, fine hit. Don't have any of those yet. Yeah, I meant to pick up like a box to put all this in. Ah, crap. I don't have anywhere to put any of this. This may just live on this dining table for a while. And my wife, my dear wife, is probably not going to be too happy with me. Maybe I can make a trip this weekend to go back to the game store. All right, rare. So once we're done with this, well, I guess this is kind of, I'm getting towards kind of the halfway point. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Hopefully everyone's still, with me here. Ooh, another liminal guide. All right. We love to see it. We love to see it. That's 2 of them. Yeah, hopefully all of y'all are enjoying this. This set looks cool. I'm into it. I'm curious to see how this shakes up the meta. People are talking about how maybe at this point water is going to take a little bit of a backseat. We've had 2 seasons now where water was quite strong. In some ways, I feel for the water players because they've caught a lot of bans and had cards like Scepter of Lumina get eroded to try and lower the power level of those decks. So hopefully there's still something out there for water that's can win games, can top 8, can continue to perform well. And I'm sure there is. They've got enough negates going on that I think they can still do it, even if Lost in Thought is gone. Frostborn Paladin is still Frostborn Paladin. Idle Thoughts is maybe a card you can just substitute in just for maybe the time being. And there'll be something that's maybe actually water element floating that's very cheap, that serves a similar purpose, that will come soon. But man, Lost in Thought was brutal. Having someone as an Arasana player, as an Arasana player, I don't expect much sympathy from anyone watching this. So I'm starting with that, setting the stage. I don't expect much sympathy. But man, was it brutal to see turn 1, Frostborn Paladin into Lost in Thought, and they get the buff counter, they get the card draw. It now becomes, now to clear that with, if I want to do it with Polaris, now I need to get 4 herbs that I can go ahead and sacrifice at the minimum. And inevitably, they always have the Fracture Eyes in hand as well. Black Market Broker foil. Nice to see. Such a dark card, you really can't see the foiling too well. But now, so this card this is the 4th art for this card. Okay, that's a choice. It's a choice. Regardless, Lost in Thought was a brutal card for me playing Arasana. I don't expect any tears for that, but it was a card that I wasn't sure if it was going to get hit or not. Duchess, take a Duchess. Wasn't sure if it was a card that was going to get hit or not, because it did kind of feel like just part of the identity of water. The problem is that the identity of water has gotten, oh, okay, sorry. Saw this in the back. Here's our SR, or UR this time. What do you even do? What are you? Okay, activate this card only if your champion is a spirit. Materialize a champion card with base level 1 from your tail deck. If you do, for the rest of the game, non-spirit champions you control can't level up. Okay, all right, it's kind of cool. I might be into that. But yeah, the identity of water, I think, needs some work. What's interesting in this game is understanding how just kind of textually it's different, how interactions such as negates and how drawing cards, how textually that kind of works compared to games that I think other people are familiar with, like Magic. Whereas card draw having cards negated means something a little different whenever the way the resource system works is laying cards from your hand directly down, which is a lot of fun. And I'm glad that they are kind of pushing the limits at times in that regard with negates and everything. They are being pretty selective as to how they leverage a hard negate. Although I will say, the exalted one that we read a few minutes ago, where the person has to pay 6 to prevent the negation, is flying pretty close to the sun when it comes to being a hard negate. That is, in my mind, effectively a hard negate. Although I do know when I do play my mono win Vanitas deck, it may be a little more common for me to be able to pay that cost. Ooh, sort of shadow foil. Pretty cool. 0 cost, 1 attack. Got 2 durability, class bonus for warrior, gets +1 attack. As long as an opponent controls an ally with stealth, it gets -1 attack. Ah, interesting. Okay, it's kind of cool. Astra Warrior. But it is a distortion weapon, so that makes sense. I really don't understand the draw to distortion quite yet. I haven't seen it myself. I know people are hyped on the looking glass and kind of some of that other stuff that you can do with it. I just haven't looked into it. I get the sense that it's probably not going to be my jam and something I would want to do in the game, but I could see maybe it being good. Because I think, if I understand Distorted right, and I haven't actually seen I haven't seen looking through the looking glass since Worlds, because I just haven't looked at spoilers. I do think that it gives you like access to additional elements, maybe, and that's the draw to going the Distorted route, is that it gets around the element requirements for cards. I don't know. Somebody in the comments, if you could let me know exactly how that mechanic works, because odds are I'm going to forget to look it up after this. All right, SR. Almost done with this box, 3 packs left. That looks like we've hit all of our SRs. We've got our UR, we're missing a foil, but we're kind of at the tail end of this box, so let's move quickly. All right, 2 more. All right, 1 more. And let's see, should have a foil? I do have a foil. Fiery Interference. Cleric spell, deal 2 damage to target unit. If that unit is a champion, its controller can't recover until the end of turn. Oh, interesting. Huh. I would probably play this in my Fire Arsana deck. Could totally see slotting this in. I like this. That's pretty cool. Huh. All right. Well, I'm happy to see that. I didn't even know that card existed, and it happens to be for a strategy that I play pretty frequently, so I'm down for that. All right. Again, kind of a whatever box. Liminal Guide, happy to see that. Ignis Deuce is okay, I guess. This foil is pretty cool. The other 2, not so into. But, yeah. Not bad. There we are. And I'm just going to let this massive empty booster packs continue to, I guess, grow off on the side. Why not? I don't have a problem with it. I suspect you don't either. Come on. Give me the SIG. Give me the SIG. This one on the top. It was hopping out of the box. This one wants to be opened. It's saying, Murgle, this is the one. This is where you're gonna get the goods. This is where the gold is, the treasure. The Distorted Reflections treasure is in this pack, apparently. Let's see if that's the case. Move these back too. right. Give the goblin his gold. Nope. No gold for the goblin. No gold for the goblin. Oh, please. Come on. Don't do me like this. All right, another one of those. That's fine. I really don't want any more. Please. Please. I'll take more liminal guides. I'll take those. Give me some, what's the other? I haven't hit that one UR, the Excalibur one. Excalibur Unyielding or whatever it is. That's the UR I want. Where's that? Come on. Don't do this to me. Come on. Nope. Nope. That's maybe the only case that I buy. I think I've got a couple loose boxes that I plan on buying. Okay, Legion's Wingspan, Aether Wing card. That's kind of cool. I haven't seen that. I don't necessarily understand how Aether Wings and Aether Charges work. I think it's just Ranger, but this time maybe a little bit better because they remember to put Spell Shroud on things a little more often. But it seems like it could do work. I don't know if you're playing it as wind. It seems like the fire is the way to go for it, but maybe there's something there with wind too. But yeah, I don't know how much more past one case I'm going to buy for this set. I think singles is probably where I need to be for a lot of this. And Lord knows people in my area open up enough of this to where I can just buy singles. Not maybe the route I go, but I think there'll be at least a few more boxes I kind of buy off on the side. And I'm certainly going to make shorter videos of me kind of opening those as well. And I'll have my wife join in for those. All right. Oh shit, I'm not even sure if this is on camera right now. I think I may have just realized I was opening these way too far to the right. My apologies. Oh, okay. All right, new UR. Looking Glass, I was just talking about it. Not a foil, like I've seen other people open, but I'm certainly happy to have one. Not a bad card. All right. Keep moving. See what we get. All right, another one of these, Weaving Mana Stream. I think I don't need any more of you. I don't plan on playing you either, so my preference is to not pull anymore. Another foil, Fortifying Mana Shot, Aether Charge, whatever. That'll go in the trade binder, I imagine. All right. Move that up a little bit. Sorry. I'm speeding along and I'm kind of forgetting to make sure things are in focus. All right. Another rare. Let's see. I probably have one more SR in here. One more foil. So, a little bit more juice. A Losser, sure. Whatever. Not particularly interested in you, but I'll take it. That might be the end of SRs for me. We'll see. What I do believe I see here in this set is that the URs in this set seem a little more playable than what I saw in some of the previous sets, which is nice to see. Because what I was experiencing, okay, another one of these in foil. Well, hopefully it's good then. Set's done with foils. Anyways, previous sets, a lot of those URs really kind of set in people's binders. These do seem playable. I guess we'll find out soon enough as kind of a meta forms, and we kind of have a sense as to how decks need to be constructed to compete with these decks that are more prevalent. So hopefully these URs fit within that system. It is a shame whenever URs are cheaper than some rares in a set. But also, like, not everything needs to be scarce. You know, if you're printing URs and it becomes like a must include, well, then you end up with situations where decks just, the price of them becomes very expensive. And we certainly don't want that either. And I imagine that it's very difficult to, where are you? I haven't seen you yet. Some kind of cat girl? Aether charge. Okay. But yeah, I imagine that it's pretty difficult if you are a game developer to understand how to weight cards' true power level, like playability, whenever you're dealing with these kind of various levels of rarity. So I imagine that is a pretty hard task. It's one thing to have like a GCR, like a Grand Crusader's Ring, and that card kind of stands out as being one of the more sought after cards, and it's in just about every deck, and it's a high rarity card. Scorched Conquest, another SR, that would be a last SR. I think we're done with our foils. So this box is dead, but we'll finish it out. But yeah, it's one thing to have a GCR, and the GCR is okay. Nobody loves it. That is asking a lot of money out of somebody that's getting into the game to buy a card that's basically a must-have. And I imagine that it actually prevents a fair few people from truly committing to getting into Grand Archive. But it would be even more difficult if a UR became a kind of staple must-have card that you need in the main deck. That is a big worry. And that would cause some pretty crazy prices and would probably price a lot of people out of the game. I mean, we all saw what Backup Charger did when it first got printed. That card was crazy expensive, and that was only a rare, and that was Regalia as well. So what would happen with a UR main deck 4-of card would just be pretty rough. All right. I'm just going to say it. Jack shit in this box, as far as I'm concerned. I'm happy to get a looking glass. Hopefully I don't get another one in these last 2 boxes. Having one is fine. And maybe somehow there's a deck out there with it that I would actually want to play. But at least for now, I'm not really seeing it. All right, last 2 boxes. We are getting close to being done. So not a bad opening. But I really haven't hit anything exciting. And I sure would like to hit something exciting. No, all right. Figured maybe they would bless me. All right. Nothing underneath the box. Yada, yada, yada. We've all seen these. Give the goblin his gold. Give it to him. Come on. Make a hit. Get me out of this hellscape. I'm down here. Ooh, finally a Humpty Dumpty. I am really excited about this card. I don't think it's particularly good right now, but I think it could get there. I think it's cool. I think he's cute. It's a very cute card. I really want the CSR. I know it's not going to probably be worth much, but I do want it. But I haven't even pulled a CSR yet, so who cares? All right, 1 foil. We got a foil SR, Sunken Battle Priest, ephemeral, blah, blah, blah. I'll read you later. Yeah. I sure I have CSRs that I want. But I think I'm getting ahead of myself here. I want a lot of things. It'd be nice to have any of them. You know? If you look off to my left, you'll see a lot of packs. A lot of packs that didn't have a CSR in them. And to really save this case, because I really am now starting to feel like I haven't hit anything really truly of note. I guess liminal guides are cool to get. But I really haven't hit anything here. I'm starting to sweat a little. Starting to worry that maybe I am a little cursed here. and my curse will continue to exist as I never pull a CSR in. Well, I started playing during FTC, so I think that's like two years now of play. Still never pulled one myself. You would think with all the event packs, all the booster boxes, you would think I would have gotten something by now. That is not the case. And I continue to hunt. And I continue to open packs. And then other people in this community just can't help it. It's like they trip over opening CSRs and URs. And I understand these people are opening a fair bit more product than me. I get that. I do. But every dog should have his day. And this dog needs his day. This goblin needs his gold. All right, another pack of nothing. Da, da, da. Okay. I don't know if I pulled this yet. I don't think I have. Okay. A new UR. It's a card I don't think I would ever play, but whatever. At least it's not a card, not a material deck card I already had one of from the UR slot, so I guess that's all right. Ooh, this is not looking like a good box though. That card, I don't think it's worth much of anything. Yeah, this box is rough. This is rough. This isn't looking good. This is looking like the last box is gonna have a lot on its shoulders. Rouge. This is not looking like I'm gonna find anything here. Yep. So what do we got? We got one more foil. Oh, things are off camera again. My apologies. Actually, it'd just be easier if I do one of those. Maybe one of those. All right. That might help. Yeah, we're getting towards the end of this box. It looks like I have a fair few SRs. There's one of them to still find. Salamander's Breath. Hey, I'm happy to have that. Regalia is always a little tougher to hit. Regalia SR is definitely a good pickup. So maybe one or two more SRs, one more foil, and of course, you know, there's a CSR. There's actually a CUR Alice in this box, and I just gotta find it. It's somewhere in here. It's waiting for me. Is it in this pack? It might be. Is Murgle crashing out? He might be. Da, da, da. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. All right, one more. One more. We can do it. We can do it. I don't even know if that card is going to be worth anything. I don't even know if it's actually going to be good. But I am excited to try it. And I guess that's what matters. All right, here's my last foil. Some kind of Astro Guardian. I'm not reading that right now. We're going to keep moving. Yep. All right. We got 4 packs left. All right. Here we go. Almost done. Rare. 2 packs left. Maybe another SR. And I gotta find that Siggy, right? Gotta find that signature card. It's in one of these packs. I just gotta find it. It's right here, right? The last pack. It has to be right here. It's in here somewhere. It's not in here. It's a Beguiling Coup. Fuck me. All right. Well, I'm excited to get another one of these. I certainly wanted to see another one of those. Humpty Dumpty I'm excited about as well. I want to play with that card. And then everything else is whatever. What's this ring even do? I'll read it now. Let's see. It costs 0, Guardian Distortion, banish it until end of turn. Non-ally units, your opponents. Non-ally cards your opponents activate cost 4 more to activate. Activate this ability only during the recollection phase. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, I guess that's kind of cool. Okay, that's actually not a bad foil to hit. It's Astra, so I certainly play a lot of Astra. So I could see it. These foils though, these kind of like darker ones, are kind of hard to see. But it is a nice card. All right, I'll take it. I'll cope. I'm not above it. I'll do it. Smooth these cards off to the side, clear some space, and do it. Get into the last box. All right. If you are watching, and I certainly appreciate you watching, let me know in the comments what you think is in this box. What's in here? Huh? Is it CSR? CUR? That was a little aggressive. A little aggressive. But that just goes to show how excited I am for this last box. All right. Well, for everyone watching, I hope your cases hit better than mine have, but still excited to play the set. And I've hit a fair few of the cards that I do want, which is great. That just means I have to buy singles off of my friends or trade for singles a little bit less, which is nice to see. And then perhaps I have some stuff that they're interested in that I pulled that I just am not so interested in playing. So still plenty of cards to play with and trade with my friends here. So sorry, I moved the camera down and now I need to kind of change how I'm holding them as I look through them. My apologies. All right, shift. Got a pack in there now. Sorry. This has gotten very large. That's a very large pile of booster packs. They're kind of everywhere now. Probably should have just grabbed a trash bag. That maybe would have worked better. All right, foil Royal Ordinance. Sure. It's a common cleric, recover 3, draw a card. Interesting. Huh. I don't know what to think about that. That's kind of cool. I'm kind of into that. Sorry, camera's down here now. You folks at home that have tuned in, I gotta make sure you can see all this. Jesus, get out of here. Gotta make sure you guys can see the pain. That's all right. I'll hit it. I'll hit it. It's gonna be in this next pack. I'm calling it. This one right here. This is the, let's see, foil Excalibur UR. That's what's in here. No, but it is an SR. All right. Sure. Why not? This one will have the Humpty Dumpty CSI. Nope. Nope, I should stop trying to predict what's going to be in there. Yeah, that's probably right. All right, getting towards the end of the box. The realization of what's happened here is beginning to set in.
While it's dead, I can show you the carnage so far. All right, almost done. Be right back. All right, we're back. We're back. Let me get this set up again. All right, this is truly cursed. Oh, this is truly cursed. Oh, this isn't. Well,
let's go ahead and end my suffering. I've got a few packs left here. This is dystopian. I never really thought about it, but I'm using a DJI kind of gimbal thing as my stand for this. And that means that not only, you know, of course, does my camera that I'm using require me to keep up with batteries, my tripod too, I guess. I gotta make sure I charge before I do this, which feels ridiculous, but I guess that's what I've signed up for here. Sure, some other very dog water common foil. Let's see. On enter, you may sacrifice another ally. On enter, you may sacrifice another ally. If you do, it gets +2 attack. Okay. That actually might not be that bad. Okay, maybe it's not dog water. Maybe this is actually good. All right, I'll take it. You've talked me into it. Talked me into it, I'll take it. All right. Keep this moving. Let's see if my tripod dies again. Battery's very low on it. I have it plugged in right now, so I've just got a mess of cables right behind me. Okay, I don't think I've got one of these yet. Seal, card, straight into the trade binder. Ooh, I already know exactly where it's going in it. I ain't holding on to that, not interested. I'm sure a CL player would love to have it. All right. Actually, CL win CL, I don't know. Maybe there's something there. I haven't heard anybody talking about it yet. I feel like water and fire are the ones that people are more interested in. All right, a few more. Ooh, I'm crashing out. Ooh. Oh! I'm crashing out. Woo! All right. Foil Chrono Warp? The foil? Okay. All right. You talked me into it. You talked me into it. I thought I hit a CSR for a moment, but I'm into it. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take anything right now, to be honest. So certainly take that. And then, you know, maybe there's a CSR still in here somewhere. It could happen. It could happen. I actually don't know if that could happen. I don't know if you actually can get a foil UR and a CSR in the same box. I'm not sure if they share the same slot or not. Maybe one of y'all could let me know below. Who's a little more familiar with how the rates are for things like this. That's just not my wheelhouse. All right, 3 packs left. Jack shit. 2 packs left. Can we do it? Can we do it? Okay, I see a UR in the back. See a UR. Oh, okay. This is probably a good one to get. This is actually Regalia weapon. Okay.
Nice.
Looks nice.
Nice.
Good tasteful art.
Nothing to see here.
No. All right, let's move on. Does look nice to see both those cards next to one another. So that's pretty cool. Pretty good for a box. Last pack. All right. Am I gonna flip this table? Ooh, I'm gonna flip this table. Oh man. All right, there we go. So this is actually a good box. You know, I'm acting ridiculous, but this is a good box. It's a very good box. Certainly didn't need to have that UR foil in it. Very lucky to get that. Looking at what I did pull here, I didn't get the last what I needed for that win card, but I did get some stuff I haven't received yet. And I don't think I really had any of my SRs throughout this case that like I hit too many of. Maybe I finished one playset of an SR, but I'm not even sure if I got that. This is cool to get. I imagine this is going to be worth keeping around. The Diana Astra deck, I imagine, is probably going to be pretty fun. So having this already is nice to see. And then the Chrono Warp. I know some people are pretty hot on Chrono Warp. I'm not maybe as hot on it as other people are, but boy, am I happy to get one. That's a really good looking foil with that kind of timepiece kind of thing going on for the spell with the Aether Wing. That's super cool in foil. That looks really nice. And then Prep Chef actually may not be so bad either. Yeah, these aren't bad. All right, so let's kind of get all this sorted and let's look at what we got here. All right, let's kind of put the whatevers you are. And then let's break these out too. Get it. Okay, I should have done a better job. I'm reaping the consequences, and that's all right. Sure, I'm doing a poor job. Foils. 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 All right. So SRs. Let's do this. SRs. Let's keep you off to the side for a moment. We'll get to you. We'll get to you last. Let's look at the URs. Let's see what I got as far as URs. Obviously, we got the foil Chrono Warp, and looks like 3. So 3 Chrono Warps. That's pretty good. That's nice to see. We only got 1 Looking Glass, and I'm happy to see only 1. It's a Regalia UR that's harder to come by. We also got the Vega, another UR Regalia, and then we kind of got these 2 cards I'm not so hot on, but receiving 2 cards that I'm not so hot on is much better than what the odds could have been. I'm looking at you, HVN. That set, I don't know why I opened so much of it, because there really wasn't a whole lot there that I was particularly interested in, but that's all right. Certainly other people in my area were, so, you know, at least I was able to trade with them. Come on. All right. I'll just fuck that card. All right. Norm foils. Not bad. So we got 2 of her. 1 Resolute Stand. Okay. Sorry, it wasn't on camera. So this is what we got for foil norms. 2 of her. This one looks pretty nice. The Royal card. That one's cool. I'm happy to have that. Let's see. Fire. I really need to, and this is maybe getting me kind of where I need to go. I really want to work on my Fire Cleric deck, and seeing stuff like this gets me interested in seeing where I can take that, because that looks pretty powerful for the aggro version. I really kind of want to play more of a Astra Fire Cleric deck that plays Arsana, and maybe there's some stuff like Fiery Interference is pretty nice. So I got 3 of hearts and 4 of hearts. Okay. Not bad. Let's see. Only 1 water. That was the SR foil. Wind. Oh, interesting. So we got the Broker, which is whatever. There we go. Ended up somehow managing to get 2 of her. You are common. Interesting. So 2 of her in foil. And then we actually got 2 Astra. 2 Astra Regalia in foil. So that's cool. Me being a huge Astra person, happy to see that. And then we got you as well. And well, I won't spend too much time on the SRs, but I do kind of want to see, as far as the ones that I was initially interested, how many of those I pulled. That'll help me understand what I need to maybe get from my friends. Liminal guide, opening, liminal guide. Let's see, another opening. Alice is nice to see, but it's not super relevant. All right. So as far as the card that I was really looking for, got 3 of it. Problem is, the other card that I was really looking for here, I didn't get any of, which is Snow Queen, Snow White. Snow Queen, maybe is what it's called. I don't know. I probably was calling it the wrong thing the whole time. I apologize. 2 liminal guides. That's not bad. That's not bad. It's half a play set. Would have liked to see more Humpty Dumpty. And then everything else here is just kind of stuff I'll probably be looking to part ways with, but are fine to have, and maybe they'll be a part of decks that I end up actually enjoying once people start to brew a little bit more and come up with decks. Maybe there'll be something that comes out of nowhere that I'm actually interested in playing, but out of the gate, nothing really here that particularly interests me. Well, thank you for watching. This is a lot to clean up, and I guess I'll get started on that. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll be opening some more boxes soon. Please like and subscribe. I upload quite a lot. Usually it's short form content, but I'm doing more long form now as well. They're fun to do. Although I may not be doing them as frequently as the short form, but regardless, like, subscribe, it helps me a lot. And yeah, you'll catch me in the next video. All right, later y'all. Peace.